Okay, I'm just gonna wait for some of you guys to come on. I'm doing this on my phone and I'll stick the charger in here. So my phone doesn't die on me. A couple of you seem to be on, but it doesn't seem to say that on YouTube right here. Oh, there you go. It says 2 of you are watching, but it's clearly more than 2. Oh, 1 of you have given a thumb up. For all of you that are on the stream, give this live stream a thumbs up because the number says only 2 of you are on when really, judging by the chat, clearly there's more of you. So click that thumbs up. I want to see how many of you are actually on the stream right now. And apologies if I'm looking at there when the camera is right there. Oh, there you go. It says 22 of you are on live. Oh, Rodimus says this is his first stream. Oh, cool. First stream, allow me to give the universal greeting from the Transformers, the movie. Bar weep, Gragna, weep, ninny bong. I have not seen that movie, so I don't get that reference, but I'm sure a lot of people here get it. Oh, hello, Stranger Things is best. Sonic, bot. Don't worry, I'll explain what this is about in a second. Did someone just do a super chat? I did not expect that. Let me quickly see. I did not think that I was going to get super chats, but you guys just... I keep saying I have the best viewers ever. I didn't expect a super chat there. Give me a second, let me just write it down. I did not even prep my book for the super chats because I wasn't even thinking about super chats when I did this. Hang on. Dollars, I'll do New Zealand dollars. Let's see. Oh, where's the chat gone? Where's the chat gone? Chat? Where? Oh, there you are. It just disappeared. Clearly, I don't do these on my phone very often. Mehul Chandra, who's done 2 New Zealand dollars. Thank you very much, buddy. Has asked a question. And by the way, guys, if you want your question answered, as I always say, super chats are best, especially because I'm doing this on my phone. It's hard to see. All right, he says, what do you think about the new Demon Slayer season? I've not seen it yet. I'm waiting for the dub version. Then me and my brothers are all going to watch it together. So the 3 of us. Connor says, have I seen the previous comment you made? No, let's see. I wasn't expecting you to stream today. Yes, I will be talking about that. This is not the actual stream. That will be tomorrow. And let me know what you think of the quality of the stream. Is it consistent or is it going to lag at all? Because that's what I want to talk about. We spent time today trying to sort that out, so hopefully tomorrow's stream should go without a hitch. Batman's Game says, what the F? I didn't even see this here today. Yeah, I didn't schedule it like I usually do with live streams. I just did this one very impromptu on my phone. I know, but I've heard people say Japanese dub is better, but once you've started watching with the English voices, you become used to it. And at that point, it feels like you're attached to those versions of the characters. So if you go to the Japanese dub, it doesn't feel like the same characters no more. And vice versa, I'm sure. Okay. City of Ember says, hey, Eric, what happened to the last Airbender movie versus the live action show? It was something I was considering, but then it just didn't end up happening. Do you know what? It's probably because the viewership wasn't as good for the Avatar video I did, and that probably got me down a bit. I need to tell myself not to let it get me down, but sometimes that does happen. Or it was because I was working on something else. One of the two. I need to double check what videos I made at the time to know what was going on exactly. Mahal Chandra has said another $2, and thank you very much, bud. Says all the dub eps are out. Oh, the Demon Slayer dub episodes are out. That was quick. In my head, I thought I have to wait several weeks. Oh, cool. Okay, me and my brothers will try to get down to watching that at some point. Oh, Connor, you've been a member for 3 months now. Thank you very much. Trust me when I say, once I finish the last episode of Invincible, I've got 1 episode to go. we'll be doing some live, member-only live streams on YouTube. Connor says, my dad's car broke down on the side of the road when I was heading back to my mom's house. I really need to relax after this, don't I? Well, I'm hoping that's in the past tense and that now you're relaxing. So yeah, this could be considered relaxing. I hope so, at least. I hope my live streams are considered relaxing. Rohan says, hello, Eric. I thought you were doing the stream on Sunday tomorrow. I still am. This is a one-off additional stream, and I'll explain why in a second. Let's just wait for more of you to come in the stream, because I have been getting questions. A lot of you know what went on with the last live stream, but I've still been getting some questions from people saying what happened to it. So I'm going to answer that, and then I'm going to tell you the update as to what's happened. So, yeah. In the meantime, I'll answer some more of your questions. Oh, Connor says it's still broken down and I'm getting extremely tense right now. Oh, so are you out there with your dad? What's going on? Batman's Gamer has done a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Batman's Gamer. You guys are so kind to me. Seriously, I did not expect anyone to do any super chats during this one, but you are, so thank you very much, Batman's Gamer. He says, talk about Jurassic World Rebirth tomorrow, please. Well, what I'm going to do tomorrow is talk about the stories I couldn't do last week because we had internet problems. But I will, if you ask me this question during the Q&A tomorrow or with a super chat or Streamlabs chat, ask me and I'll give you my thoughts tomorrow. All right, we'll do that. I think it's not much news to really talk about, so I will talk about it though. The Time Shadow says, ooh, didn't know we were doing this today. Yeah, neither did I. I literally just thought of this about 5 minutes ago. I thought earlier about doing it as well, but I didn't really give it much thought. But then we came to the end of the day and I was like, okay, why not do this little impromptu live stream? And this one is on my phone, not on my computer. That's what I do when I have proper production and everything. You know, when I actually have all the posters and things showing up, but that won't be happening right now. The end is near. Stop repeating yourself. Who's spamming? Oh, the end is near. Oh. Do Five Nights at Freddy movie versus Uncharted. Why? Oh, because they're two video game-based movies? Nah, I don't think that's a particularly interesting versus video, bud. Thanks for suggesting it, but I don't think that's, one that... Out of all the potentially interesting versus videos I can do, that's not one of them. City of Ember says, Eric, Halloween movie versus vid idea. Halloween versus vid idea. Beetlejuice versus the sequel. I'm going to do that when I see the second movie, which is going to be out in about a week, I think. Don't worry, Time Shadow. We will be talking about that. Time Shadow says, did you manage to get your computer working again for tomorrow? I'll give you an answer to that. Let's wait for a few more people to come on the stream. In the meantime, I'll answer some more of your guys' questions. So, and by the way, have you noticed that now with this live stream on my phone, have you noticed it's now in landscape? It's not in portrait mode, like, when you hold your phone, like from this perspective, straight. It's actually widescreen. I've done it this time, so I figured that out this time. Jolie, I still am, but I'm not working on it right now. The Time Shadow says, did you see my email, Eric? I did. I didn't get a chance to respond to it because I was very busy. That's okay. Don't worry, buddy, about that. If you want, one thing you can do, the Time Shadow, is on join, on the YouTube join button. I've got one of the tiers there is live chat sessions where we all get to talk to each other, like live, on FaceTime and stuff, on Skype call or something. So if you select that perk at any time, one of the topics we can actually talk about is Stranger Things Season 4. We can have a dedicated live chat where you see my face, I see your face, and we can basically talk about it, and we can talk about Season 4, what I liked and what I didn't like, and you can ask me questions live as well. So yeah, let's see. Joshman says, Eric, what are your thoughts on the Sonic movie, the Sonic 3 trailer, and are you hyped? And are you going to be doing versus video on Sonic 2 and 3? Yes, I will be. I mentioned that I'm going to do a versus video on Sonic 2 and 3 in my trailer reaction. So I'd highly recommend you check out the trailer reaction. It's just $1 on Patreon to gain access to it, plus you get your name in the credits as well. So check it out there. I say a lot about the Sonic trailer. I was very, very impressed, and I made a lot of observations as well, and I gave you guys a lot of my thoughts. And I actually made quite a big statement about my thoughts on Sonic 3 as well. So, like I said, you're going to want to watch that trailer reaction. Uh, Saeed says today was National Cinema today. I watched Romulus and I've seen it twice. Oh, cool. Yeah, it was National Cinema Day, and I was thinking of going, to watch a movie today. All week I was planning to, but then the movie I was thinking of watching, I didn't really want to go see it. I was only forcing myself to see it just so I could take advantage of National Cinema Day. And then also on top of that, the movie came out on streaming really quickly. So I was like, no point. And I've already seen Alien Romulus, so I'm already up to date really with the movies, and I think Beetlejuice is the next one I'll be seeing. Yes, you can ask questions here. The Time Shadow says, "Are you planning on doing Sonic 1 versus Sonic 2?" I actually talk about that in my trailer reaction. God, no, I don't want to do that. Because I've done Sonic 1, is it 2 or 3 times? Sonic 1 versus Detective Pikachu. I've also done Sonic 1 versus another movie. What was it? But basically, I've done it twice, I think. And if I do it again, it'll be a third time. I don't want to do a versus video of the first Sonic for a third time. So I'll be doing Sonic 2 versus Sonic 3. And then in that video somewhere, I'll talk about what I think about Sonic 2 compared to Sonic 1. Yes, the Logman, I've seen Akira. It was so not what I expected based on the poster for the movie. Oh, you watched Inside Out 2 the other day, Time Shadow. I hope you enjoyed it. Super Mario, that was it. Mario was the other one. Yeah, the Time Shadow. Thanks for that, bud. Yes, I don't want to do a versus video on Sonic 1 again. I'm done doing versus videos for Sonic 1. I don't want to do that again now. I feel like I've said everything I could say about that movie, and I don't want to do another one. So, yeah. Yeah, Jess, I did not know there was going to be a live stream. I really didn't. It was just a very impromptu, so I can give you guys an update about what happened with last live stream and what we're going to do to fix the live stream if it got fixed. Jess, this was very impromptu. I've not talked about what I wanted to talk about yet because I've been waiting for you guys to come on, so don't worry. That's why we haven't started yet. I think this year is the last good year for movies now, says Saeed. No, I think we still got good years coming. It's just, studios are having pretty bad years, aren't they? I presume I don't know yet when I'll be doing Zack Snyder versus Justice League versus Avengers Infinity War, but it's still something I want to do, but it's not on my list as of yet. Theron says I would have recast Kang instead of pivoting to Doctor Doom. I think Kang was just worn out. The fact that Ant-Man the Wasp beat him means they screwed up. The interesting thing is, though, we found out recently that apparently Mads Mikkelsen was the one they were talking to be Doctor Doom, but then they just pivoted over to they decided to go with Robert Downey Jr. in the end because they wanted to play it safe, apparently. So, yeah. Batman's Gamer says Supergirl and the Batman Part 2. The Batman Part 2 is, 2026. Superman is the year prior. So I'm thinking more Superman next year than the Batman the year after. Yes, I agree, Parker CS 2. Jolie, no, I've not seen the Umbrella Academy on Netflix. I don't particularly care. I was considering watching it a while back, but there was just too much stuff I was watching, and I was like, I can't fit another show in there. And from what I've heard, seasons 3 and 4 are really, really bad, especially season 4. All right, everyone. Now I'm going to tell you what went on with last week's live stream and what we're going to do to kind of like repair the live stream for tomorrow. Oh, hey, King of the Monsters. The reason we're live right now is because I wanted to tell you guys what happened to last live stream because some of you were unaware. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for tomorrow's live stream to potentially fix what happened last time. All right, then. So, as always, if you want to ask me a question to answer immediately, that's what the super chats are there for. Otherwise, I'll answer your questions after the fact. All right, then. So, now, last week's live stream, we were covering a few topics, and one of the topics we were talking about, let's find the stream. The topics we were talking about was the Acolyte show getting cancelled, Ultron returning to the MCU, and the new Batman Arkham game. That's what we were going to be talking about, but apparently there was an issue with the live stream, and I thought it was my computer, but it turns out it wasn't my computer, it was the internet in the house. Basically, we had an event and a lot of people were in the house, family members and things, and relatives. And basically, we had to like move some things around in the house. One of the things we had to move around was the thing that extends your Wi-Fi connection. So what I decided to do, so we basically did that and we didn't put it back. And I thought my computer seems to be working on and off, but it's mostly working on. But then when the live stream happened closer to the time, uh, Jacob Jean has done a $2 super chat. Thank you, Jacob. And he says, "Hi, Eric. It's me, Yako. How have you been? Been a while." It has been, buddy. Thank you very much for joining the stream. I'm glad to see you. Thanks for joining. So yeah, basically we didn't move the router. The router was in the same place, but it was basically the thing that we had this system that extends the router. The router stayed at the same place it's always been when I've been doing these live streams, but we've got two other like discs in the house, and the disc lets you extend the Wi-Fi range. So basically, I'm in my attic, as you can clearly tell looking at these ceilings. So I'm quite far away from the router. So by removing those things that extends the connection, it means the connection was weaker. But thankfully, we've put those discs back now. So basically, the Wi-Fi connection is a lot better. Yes, I do, King of the Monsters, sleep in my attic. So yes, the Wi-Fi now is much, much better. In fact, I've been using my phone right here to do this live stream, and I've been looking at the chat. None of you in the last 16 minutes have told me that I'm dropping out and that that the internet is acting all weird. So basically, that means that's an improvement then. It shows that the Wi-Fi is doing better here. My phone's getting a better connection. And I've also been just using the internet in general here on my computer. And it also works great. So yeah, everything seems to be very much working and intact again. Jess, I'm not doing that. Okay, but that will just be too messy and it just wouldn't be the same. This way I get to speak to all of you. I'll try to figure out a system where I can get you guys to speak to me, maybe through video call or something, but I've already got something like that on my YouTube memberships. So if people want to speak to me, we can actually arrange sessions and it'll be a group sort of like Skype type session thing. But that's if you join the higher tier on YouTube Join, on YouTube memberships. But basically, bottom line, the internet problems from last week sorted. So tomorrow we can get right back on track and continue with the live stream that I was doing yesterday. So yeah, not yesterday. The live stream I was doing last week. So yeah, basically, live stream is sorted. You guys don't have to worry. So we will be talking about those topics. King of the Monsters, I won't be adding new stories because I don't think there has been any new developments lately. So I'll be continuing the stories that I mentioned last week. So that's what I'll be doing. So yeah, that's what will be going on. Yes, the Time Shadow. The PC is definitely going to work. Well, the Mac. I have a Mac Mini. Mac Mini M2 Pro Mac Mini, so that's supposed to be a more powerful one. Yeah, it was just a Wi-Fi problem, it turns out. And it's been sorted now, so we don't have to worry about that. So, yeah. The Time Shadow says, next week's suggestion, Spider-Man 4, rumored to be another multiverse movie. I've heard those rumors. If I haven't got anything to talk about in the stream the week after, I'll probably talk about it then. But personally, I prefer a bit more of a development to come around before I talk about that. Have I seen Thing leaked photo? Do you mean The Thing? Hey Eric, I recommend setting up a Discord server for the community, either for everyone or for members/patrons. On Patreon, they have done somewhat of a Discord setting. It's called the chat, and if you go in there, you can. I've actually opened up members chat. So if you're a member, any one of you can talk into that. So that's kind of like a Discord. Although I'm not really a pro at Discord. I did set one up, but I've not made it public yet. And I was thinking of doing that specifically for patrons. That's where, patrons could go. So yeah, I'll consider that. But right now we're working on the Patreon and the YouTube join. And on Patreon, there is a section where you guys can chat and I can put messages in there for you. And a lot of you have been quite active there, so that's been pretty good. Every now and then I've been having a look. And it's nice to see you guys chatting with each other. Jake just went for a 20-minute swim. Oh, nice. And great to see you, Jake, by the way, in the stream. Missed you, buddy, the last couple times. Was it last couple times or just the last time? I'm sorry if I forgot. Last week's stream did throw me for a loop because of the technical problems we were going through. Saeed says No Way Home should have been a street level movie, and Spider-Man 4 should have been Tom Spidey meeting the other Spider-Man and all the multiverse stuff afterwards. Yeah, I'm just hoping that we don't get Iron Man Jr. anymore or Spider-Boy and we get Spider-Man, with all the problems that Peter Parker has. Because without them, he's not the superhero that we kind of expect. So yeah, that's basically what I just wanted to do. So I'll stick around and answer some of your questions at this point. Like I said, if you do super chats, it's easier for me to see on my phone. But tomorrow we'll get the regular live stream as as scheduled, as always. So yeah. And thanks for the super chats, guys, the ones that have done it, because I did not expect super chats on this particular stream. But the fact that you guys still did it, that warms my heart. You guys, I'm so lucky to have generous viewers like you. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think today is the last day as well in terms of like when YouTube like adds up all the revenue you make. So that actually was nice and helpful. That was. No. Nate says, "Hey Eric, do you like my profile? Also, what do you think of Thanksgiving 2023? That's a weird profile picture to have me on it. Looks like me from right now. It looks like, honestly. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, bud. If you could use your own picture, I think that would probably be better. Let's see. Jake says, oh, hang on. What was the other part of the question, bud? What do you think of Thanksgiving 2023? I reviewed Thanksgiving on a live stream, so check it out. I think I reviewed that movie, or I talked about it at least. Jake says, by the way, you know Jennifer Lawrence. Thoughts on her? Used to have a big crush on her back in 2012, 2016. I don't know. Crush is a strong word for me on Jennifer Lawrence. I thought she was attractive in Hunger Games 2 because I thought that was a genuinely good movie. But crush, I wouldn't say crush personally. And I don't know. Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, look, you've already said exactly what I was about to say, Jake. Jake says she seems kind of rude though these days. That was the kind of thing I could always tell with her back in the day, which kind of like, I was like, she's attractive, but that's kind of where it stopped for me. Because I could always tell there was some inner kind of anger in her. And it slowly started to come out more and more, and it actually impacted her image. She's trying to get it back in Hollywood, but it's like I understand the stuff that she says, but at the same time, excuse me. But at the same time, the way she was talking, the way she was behaving, the way she was acting to people that are supposed to be her fans that made her what the success she is. I understand when fans can like get too hands-on or they can get too intrusive. But then there were points where I was like, okay, this is not intrusive. These are just basic things that fans do. And the way she was behaving towards it, it was like, you're sounding very aggressive, is what you're sounding like. And yeah, she didn't seem very nice to people. And a lot of people didn't take that very well with what Jennifer Lawrence was doing. So yeah, I understand what you mean there, buddy. Saeed says, so Eric, are you doing tomorrow's live stream? Yes, I am. Hi, Trist. Appreciate that you're here. Yes, I will be doing live streams tomorrow. I'm just doing this to let you guys know about the situation, about what went wrong in last week's live stream, and what I'm doing to fix this week's live stream, which is still tomorrow. But that's why this live stream right here that you're seeing being done, hi Ronald, is being done on my phone, just for this quick stream. And it's also always nice to have a chat with you guys. Just goes to show it's not work for me. It feels like work when I got to do the streams and they're quite long after a while because it really weighs on your throat. And by the end, you are exhausted. Your stomach feels exhausted and everything and all that kind of stuff. You feel like you're empty in the stomach. Like basically your voice, your vocal cord, all the way to the center of your chest, you kind of feel it when you chat for a long time. Jacob Jean says, Eric, I'm happy August is over. It was terrible for me. It was just one thing after another all the time, and lots of personal things happen. But the good news is I got a new job. Oh, that's great, buddy. I'm glad the worst of the month is behind you. Here's hoping that September will treat you better. The Time Shadow says, interesting. What do you think, Eric? What do I think about what? What did Parker say? That's like saying after Michael Keaton or Christian Bale, we shouldn't get another reboot. I disagree, Time Shadow. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't think I've been reading the little conversations you're having. I think I'm gonna have a lot to catch up on. You're gonna have to tell me what's going on, otherwise I'm gonna miss whatever the conversation you guys are having. Jake says, by the way, you know the movie open season. Say what you want about the film, but it's nostalgia to me. Oh, you go, by the way, you know the movie Open Season. I do know about that movie. I can't remember it though, but I remember we had it on DVD back in the day. Say what you want about the film, but it's nostalgia to me. Can't believe it's close to being 20 years old. Soundtrack is still amazing. Oh, that just saddens me, that does. Because I remember when that movie was new and now it's almost 20 years old. I think it came out in 2006, didn't it? That movie. Oh boy, that saddens me. That really does. Elite, because you're a YouTube member, I love how easy it is for me to see your username. So very good. This way, it's like I always get to spot you on every live stream. Elite says, when are you seeing Beetlejuice 2? I'm going to be seeing it when it comes out. It's about a week now, isn't it? A week away? Then I'll be watching it. Jake says, yeah, 2006. Yeah, see, I told you I knew that movie. I still can't remember it, but I remember the poster. I remember the poster being a bear and a couple of his other animal friends on a log as they're going what looks like they're about to approach a waterfall, if I remember correctly. That's what it seems like it was. Rohan says, see my comment. What did you say, Rohan? MCU Spider-Man 4 will most likely be a multiverse again, which is going to involve Bottle World and tie in Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. Yeah, it's interesting because they said, remember the rumors that Sony wanted a big multiverse movie again, like another big scale movie like No Way Home, whereas Kevin Feige wanted a more grounded movie, a smaller movie. And people are saying, see, Sony should listen to Kevin Feige. But I was like, yeah, but Feige, look at his Spider-Man movies before that. When he says a small movie, he means a small movie. And it's not Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home really had nothing to do with what the complexities of Peter Parker. It was just him being, Iron Man Jr., as Tom Holland puts it. He was Spider Boy, never Spider Man. He never had to live with the grief that Peter Parker lives with in the comics, or that Tobey Maguire's Spider Man lived with, or Andrew Garfield's lived with. Tom Holland always had it so easy. It's only the most recent movie where they decided to give him some stakes and give him a loss that he has to deal with. And I hope in the next movie he has to deal with it. They make it very. I hope they make it. I hope they make it hard for him in that next movie. So yeah. King of the Monster says, random question. Eric, are you Asian? Yes, I am. And British. City of Amber. Ember. City of Ember. How is Patreon going? I'm working on getting enough money for it since they are doing a Maze Runner reboot. It'll be Maze Runner versus the rebooted Maze Runner movie. Oh, is that what you're gonna try? Are you saying that's what you're gonna try to get me to commission or something? My Patreon is going well. I've actually jumped up to 60 members over the last day or two. So that is actually impressive. So think that's like the most patrons I've gotten at once. 60 members. And yeah, a lot of you, I've been getting more feedback lately. A lot of you have been liking my videos on there. So thank you for becoming patrons. It means more of you are going to get your names in the credits of my videos, especially my versus videos. It also means you're supporting the channel, and you also get much more content as well that way. So thanks everyone for supporting me. Hi Hui. Thanks very much for supporting me. I really do appreciate that. Seriously, 60 patrons. I never thought I'd get that many. For me, I thought it was always like kind of stopping at 53 or something, or 50. But now that's gotten to 60, that is impressive for basically that is impressive. So yeah. The Sonic 3 trailer was the thing I covered the most recently, and the recent Craven trailer. So those are on my Patreon right now. Just $1 to gain access to those. Jess, I think I've already answered this. You said, Eric, hey, Eric, take my advice. Please set up a video chat so we can all talk to you if the stream doesn't work. What do you say? I say no, because I've already told you that will be very difficult to kind of like get all of you in on a single chat. And plus, if everyone's there live, it'll be hard for anyone to get a word in. It'll be hard to manage that many people. Tanner, the Puss in Boots versus video should come out after the Batman video, the Batman versus video, because the Puss in Boots video is taking longer to basically get done. But that's how it will be. The Time Charter says, I've applied to 3 jobs in the last 3 days. 1 application was already denied, so hopefully if I can get one, I can become a patron ASAP. Well, don't rush yourself. You can become a patron whenever you want, but the fact that you've got that on your mind just shows, again, I really appreciate the support, buddy. But take your time, and I wish you the best on job hunting, because I know it's not easy. Jake says, a child dies in Shadow's backstory, by the way. Yeah, I'm aware. I know, bud. Shadow's got a very dark backstory. Khan, things are going good. What's up with you? How are you? That's fine, Jess, but the thing is, just because I have one live stream that didn't work out, doesn't mean I have to take such extreme measures as getting like 50 people on a single Skype chat. That's not easy to do, and that's going to be more chaos, I think. You need something more structured and organized, and that's what these live streams are. And you can't get that panicked or have a fit over one failed live stream. I think I've done pretty well. Like out of 40 live streams, more than 40, because I only started to keep track of them after my first couple. I think one failed live stream is actually not bad considering that I got 40 that were successful. So, yeah. Elite says, sadly, I'm no longer a YouTube member, even though it was fun. I have to leave because I have personal things to do, but I will be a patron member. Don't worry at all about that, buddy, but thank you very, very much for being a supporter on YouTube memberships. Like I said, I'm going to be doing eventually. I got the Invincible final episode of Season 2 to watch on my Let's Watch on Patreon. Then we're going to start doing watch-alongs on YouTube memberships. So hopefully by then, if everything goes back, get sorted on your end, I can't wait to have you join those because those will be fun. Sonic says, Jake, we know Maria dies. It's in the games. I just hope they put that in the movie. Spirit Hero, yes, there's going to be a stream tomorrow. This is a bonus just to tell you guys what went wrong with last week's live stream and how I fixed this one. I've already talked about it. Khan says, I've been doing great. I hope tomorrow's stream is going to be well and no technical problems are happening. No technical problems are going to happen at all. You tell me yourself, have you noticed any glitches during this live stream at all? This is all taking place on my phone, but tomorrow's will be on my computer, which is up here like it normally will. So yeah. And let's see, I think I can show you guys. Here's my computer right here. Here we go. Yeah, there's my computer. This is my Let's Watch on Patreon, and I was just looking through these earlier. Five Nights at Freddy's is here. That's a 52-minute video, and it's for the Let's Watch tier on Patreon, where you'll get to see, this as well as like my Sonic 3 trailer reaction. There's me right over here reacting to Shadow fighting Knuckles. And I see a 12-minute video, so I talk a lot about this as well. There is a lot of stuff that you're going to want to, there's a lot of bonus content I give you guys on Patreon. And of course, you also get my Let's Watch. And I've got one last episode of Invincible to do on my Let's Watch. And of course, my Joker 2 trailer reaction, watching episode 6 of Invincible and episode 5. So yeah, there will be, you'll be able to see the final episode and it should all be good. And of course you get early access too. So yeah, that's what I said. That's what my Patreon is for. And like I said, I've got 60 members right now. A lot of you are getting updates, like 208 of you are getting updates as to what I upload, but you're not actual patron members, but 60 of them are. So yeah, thanks guys for the support on Patreon. Like I say, I always appreciate that kind of stuff, and I always try to give you guys as much content as I can. The Time Shadow says, to be fair, back in the second year lockdown, I was in year 10, and for school, we always used Google Meets, and that involved the entire class and assembly. We had the entire year, so I think it could work. Interesting, actually, yeah. Jacob, you said I have 46 streams overall. I didn't even know that. So yeah, Jess, I've got 46 streams overall, and just one of them had a problem. I think that's a pretty good that's a pretty good metric, I think. Time Shadow says you look so happy in that thumbnail. Which one? The Joker one. That's okay, Classic Brickman. I'm just saying for those that can, uh, it's a good thing. Tanner says, does YouTube ads actually pay you well, or is it overrated? It's overrated. It's quite hard. They've made it harder, basically, uh, to make a living that way. So that's why I'm opening up to patrons. But like I said, I don't just like, asking people for donations. I want to give you something in return. So that's why I work hard on the additional content I do on my Patreon for that. Uh, Diamond Lot Production says, I just joined the stream. If I may ask, can you more trailer stuff that isn't limited to Patreon? Then Ethan Drawings has also mentioned something about that. Hey Eric, so I might be switching over from Patreon to a YouTube member. Are the reaction videos on YouTube memberships also? Yes, they are, buddy. And also, on if you become a YouTube member, I've got a watch along show where I get to watch. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna do it soon. Where I can watch one episode of a show every single week or a movie, and you guys can watch along with me live, and we can then have a discussion about the movie afterwards. So that's going to be very special if you become a YouTube member. That especially that first perk on YouTube member is going to be a very special perk. You guys are really going to enjoy that. Diamond Lock, it's the trailer reactions are just meant for patrons. So literally on Patreon, all you gotta do is donate just $1. You'll gain access to all my trailer reactions from the past and the present. So that is where I put my trailer reactions. And also you get the copyright. If I did trailer reactions on my normal channel, I would have copyright problems. But because I do them on my Patreon, I get no copyright problems. So that's why I also do it that way as well, because it means there's less potential copyright claims and things when the videos are private and just meant for a few people. So that's also why I do that. Jacob Jean says, do sponsors pay well? They pay well, but it depends how much views you have and depends what deal they want. They always try to get a good deal. And yeah, it can it also depends on how often you get a sponsorship, and it's hard to get sponsorships. I've gotten them in the past, but it's not easy. But anyway, yes, that's why I have Patreon and YouTube members, so it can help, and hopefully in return I give you guys content that you guys enjoy as well. So that's always the goal. All right, the Time Shadow says, after I finished Inside Out 2 the other day, I went to watch your versus video on it, and hearing all the music from the old Harry Potter games was very nostalgic. Glad other people still think about them. Yeah, because I used to use music from the actual movie in the background because it's fair use and you can. But then YouTube, for some reason, they've become way too sensitive to it. They pick up when you use the music, like just like that, and it's annoying. Uh, so yeah, it's been really irritating when that happens. So I've had to find other ways of using other music that's not copyrighted and things, and that no one cares about because it's so old. So that's why I tend to do that. Jacob Jean says, I'm curious, have you actually used any of the products you've used? I always wondered that watching YouTubers. You mean, have I actually used any of the products that I've advertised with sponsorships? Yes, I have. I did CD keys. Was it SCD key? At the time, it was all called SCD keys, I think, when I advertised them in my Ant-Man the Wasp review. And then now there are CD keys. I use them all the time to get games on my Steam Deck. So at the time I didn't use them because I knew I wasn't really a PC gamer. I played my games on PlayStation 4, but I did like the idea behind them. So when they approached me, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll advertise for you. And now that I got a Steam Deck, I use them all the time. I was always waiting to get a gaming PC when my PS4 got old, and then I could use CD keys, and now I do. So yeah, I always do use them. Even in the Child's Play versus video, I think it was the Child's Play versus video I did um the Child's Play versus video I did, I think I also had a sponsor in there. The Child's Play versus Megan, I think it was. And the software they were offering there to people, I actually used that as well. So yeah, I don't do sponsorships for you guys unless I'm going to use it myself. So yeah, I wouldn't advertise unless something that I would use or something I would trust. Eric, are you in a bunker now? Says Matthew Clubb. No, I'm not. It's a house, and I'm in the attic. Jacob Jean says, yes, I meant that. My bad. I remember when you advertised HelloFresh in the Hocus Pocus video. Yeah. HelloFresh, they did send me a couple of samples when I showed you in the video. I think I showed you footage of what I used. I can't remember. But it was really quite nice what they made. It was really impressive. I really enjoyed. I think it was sea bass, was it? I think I recommended one of those to you. Jake. This is not even the actual proper live stream, and you're giving me that kind of donation. Are you crazy, bud? It's bad. I was gonna say, bud. You see what you made me do? I can't even say my words out properly. Jake, you are just way too kind. You are beyond words. I don't know what to say. Seriously, this is not even the proper stream, and the fact that you donated that much, really, I don't know what to say, Jake. Thank you very much. Jake says open season is basically about a deer and a bear fighting back against hunters. Anyways, you know what I miss? When Blockbuster was a thing. Oh, I miss that too. I do get why they don't bring it back though. Outside of nostalgia, there's no reason. Yeah, it is really quite sad. I miss that time too, Jake. I really do. I remember when we used to go to the store. I wish I went there more, but I didn't really get to go there very often. But when I did, it was magical. Do you know how now on Netflix you just scroll through so many movies and you don't want to see them? It wasn't like that at Blockbuster. You looked at the covers. A lot of times they wouldn't even have the covers. They would just have the name on it. But when they had the covers, it was always interesting. You were like, what is this movie? It was intriguing when you looked at the front of the cover, then the back of the cover, then you read the description. Nowadays, you just get a crappy description, to be honest, on Netflix, for example. And then you get a quick trailer playing, and it's just not the same. So yeah, Jake, I do totally agree with you on that. But at the same time, it's like it's totally not going to work. It's just not feasible and not real. There's no real point for Blockbuster. So, in today's market. So, unless you want to be like Randy from South Park, you best not open a Blockbuster, if you know what I'm saying. Jake says, thank you to everyone else who's saying the rise of Jake Walker, says the Time Shadow. Jake, wow. Jake is at it again. I love it. Seriously, Jake, I keep saying this and it is true. I say it all the time, but it's because I really do believe it. I love the reaction you get from everyone in the chat whenever you start dropping donations. This always gets me to laugh. Cole is in the stream. Hi, Eric. Just got here. How much time left? I don't know how much time left. Maybe 20 minutes. When we've hit an hour on the stream, I can stop. And then we can have the rest of the stream tomorrow. The Time Shadow says, this is like a running gag. I think, yeah, it was like a running gag a long time ago at this point. Charlton says, I briefly remember Blockbuster before it shut down. Now I remember it from an episode of South Park. Yeah, you're thinking the same South Park episode that I was thinking. Jess says, greetings, Eric, and his favorite character, Morbius. I'm Jess, and I'm the Blockbuster Buster. Oh, yeah. The Blockbuster Buster was not nice. I actually supported him on Patreon, and then I gave my opinion on what movie was it? It was one of the DC movies, the good DC EU movies. And he was trying to say that the CW was doing it better when the CW were getting really bad. And I mentioned that, and then yeah, he blocked me. Even though he constantly says, be nice, everyone can have different opinions. He never put that into practice. And I stopped supporting him on Patreon after that, even though I was supporting him on Patreon for 2 years. So yeah. I've stopped. That's why I've stopped watching the Blockbuster Buster for years. It's when I see people like that, I'm like, I'm never gonna treat my viewers like that. I would never treat my viewers like that. But then you see how those people treat, like their patrons and things. It's like they just take them for granted or they just don't care. Camzio says, hey Eric, I loved your channel forever and I have always wanted to join the stream. Well, you've had a chance to join it now on a Saturday, although right now it says Sunday. But thanks, Camcio. It's great to have you on the stream. I love having newer viewers or viewers that usually watch my content on the stream because most of them watch the streams after I've uploaded them. And yeah, so it's nice to see those of you that watch the stream after watch it on time at that point. It's really good. Are you going to try making a versus video for Shin Godzilla and -1 anytime soon? Not anytime soon. I still haven't seen it, so until I've seen it, I don't know if I would want to make a versus video on it. So yeah. Pop culture fan says, hey Eric, there's a YouTuber called Tommy Ross, which I think you could get along with. Tommy Ross. What makes you think I could get along with that YouTuber? Uh, Does seem to be someone who's interested into movies. I'll have a look later on. But yeah. Well, thanks for passing the name on. It'd be good to get more YouTubers maybe to collaborate with. Jake says he was basically just a watered down, more repetitive version of Nostalgia Critic. I thought he had very interesting ideas, and I liked how he described his things. They were definitely more low level production in terms of quality, but I don't know. I don't look at. You could tell that's what he could afford, or that's what he was trying to aim for. And I used to enjoy it. Not great on every video. Like I remember he was trying to always like discount The Dark Knight and saying it's not a true Batman movie, it's more of a crime drama or something. And I'm like, yeah, but how many of Batman's comics are crime dramas? The Long Halloween in particular. Yeah, it was weird. And the way he was praising the CW was got so weird. It's like what you want to like, but I don't know how you're finding all that gems in there as if they're doing something great when they're not. It was weird. Saeed says you can get along with Sean Chandler. I've seen Sean Chandler before. Not personally, but on YouTube. Yeah. I've seen him before many times on YouTube and things. Tyler Edwards says, and Jeremy Johns. Okay, now you guys are just naming YouTubers that are way higher than me in terms of their status or whatever on the platform or in this space. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through the chat and the camera's right next to the chat. So when I'm doing this, I'm scrolling through the chat, but my finger is so close to the microphone, so close to the camera. Nostalgia Critic ripped Dial of Destiny to shreds. I don't think he ripped it to shreds nearly as much as I did. So yeah, we got 13 more minutes on the stream, or 12 and a half minutes on the stream to be exact. Again, Jake, thank you very much for that. I know I've already thanked you, but I feel like I still need to thank you more. That was very, very generous. I really appreciate that super chat. Jess says, Eric, the best part of Revenge of the Fallen is that it gave us Jeremy Johns. He rocks, but Chris Stuckman is so boring. Yeah, Stuckman has gotten boring now. I will admit, whenever he uploads videos or reviews, I don't tend to click them. I just look at the thumbnail. I'm like, yeah, I think that's about it. I don't need to see the video at this point. And his views have declined because of it. So yeah. Like when he talked about Trap, I wanted to hear him talk more about Shyamalan, like he did kind of with Glass. You know, an honest review, but you could tell he was being careful again. And we know he's being careful at this point, but it's just some movies you really want to hear the old Chris, his opinion on it, but then you know you see that he's not that anymore. So yeah, I've kind of just stopped watching Chris Stuckman altogether. I can't remember what his last video was. If I did watch a video, it was his older ones, but not his newer ones. Jake says Chris Stuckman be like, people worked on this film, so let's be nice. Yeah, it does come across like that. It feels like he really, especially with that Madam Web video, like he wants Hollywood to see that. See, I'm having your back. I'm sticking up for you, even though he's basically turning his back on the entire YouTube movie sort of like reviewer section, because he was saying things that just go against what critics on YouTube do, even what he used to do for all these years. All because it feels like he's trying to get into the Hollywood club. So it's like I thought that was just too much what he did. It's like you're trying to act like it's like you're trying to get approval for Hollywood and saying, see, will you let me into your club now? Because look what I said. Then they'll never let. I don't know if Chris knows this, but I don't think they're never going to let him into their club. Hollywood is a very snobby place. They're not going to let him into their club. Doesn't matter what he does. Spirit Hero says, hi, Eric. I had gone back and forth between a lot of YouTube movie critics for a long time in the past, but now you're the first one I go to. Oh, really? Oh, thanks very much, buddy. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Now that I've also, you guys are seeing my phone, what do you think of the video quality, by the way? I want to know. This is the front-facing camera, so the rear-facing camera on my phone is actually much better. But I want to know, what do you guys think of the quality of this video? Do you think it's good quality? Do you think it could be better? Do you think it's too pixelated? What do you think? One Diamond Shine, I'd say probably the first Iron Man, and then maybe Captain America. Video quality is great. Like it, says Pop Culture Fan. Cole likes it. Elite says it looks good. Resolution is good. It's pretty good. The picture is nice and clear. The quality in the video is fantastic, says Source Fierce. Looks great. A lot better. Good. It definitely is good so far. I watch you, Eric. Super and the others. It's good. Do you watch Scaffrilla's production? I don't think I have. The name looks familiar though. It's pretty chill. Very high quality, says Tyler Edwards. That's great because I am thinking of doing more video reviews where you see me, and I'm not going to use the webcam all the time. I want to do something where you see me against the wall or something, and I review the movie and I can bring posters in and I can animate posters like this, where I'm pulling posters in and out of shots out of the four angles. I want to try doing stuff like that. So I want to find a way, just like one of you said, that you watch my go to me first to see my reviews. I think that was Spirit Hero that said that, wasn't it? Let me double check. Yeah, Spirit Hero says that I'm the first one he goes to. And I've gotten that from quite a few of you, and I always feel kind of guilty because even though you guys come to me first, I tend to be coming to movies quite like last. And that's because I'm not just doing just a simple review. My quick movie reviews I can get out pretty quick. But the reason why I take longer for other reviews, like the Versus ones, is because they are much bigger videos. But I was thinking, what if I tried to just review the movie as myself in a more laid back format so you guys get to see my thoughts and opinions on the movie, and then I can work on a Versus video after that. So I'm trying to come up with a system, and basically, if you guys like this camera on my new smartphone, I was thinking of using when I purchased this smartphone. I was trying to make sure that it has a good camera because I want to use its camera to record myself more and replace my old camcorder, which my old camcorder I used for many of my videos was this. It was a Panasonic. Oh, look at that dust on here. Wow. A Panasonic SD90 is that I had, and I used to use this thing to record a lot of my videos, and I used to put the external microphones inside this external microphone port. I don't know if you guys can see. Right over here. That's what I used to do, but now I've got my smartphone, which has a very good microphone on it, based on what you guys have said, so I'm thinking of just using that. Do you guys like the microphone quality on this smartphone? And yes, Jake, I have seen Red Eye. I love that movie. Seen it so many times as a kid. So many times. It's okay, Eric, says Spirit Hero. I know, but at the same time, I don't think it is. I think I'm going to try to do better in that regard. King of the Monsters says, do a $250 for a regular review commission. I don't want to charge you guys for everything. I've made the option there to help you guys out. I don't want to lose track of why I've done this. Unless you're saying change my quick movie review to $250 for a quick movie review. Is that what you're trying to say, King of the Monsters? Do change it from $200 to a month to $250 a month for quick movie review commissions. Is that what you're saying? Hey, Big Bash. Great to see you here. I like how a lot of people in the chat are like that you're here too. I'm not. This is a one-off stream. I basically did it just to explain what went wrong with last week's live stream and what I'm doing to fix tomorrow's. Basically, it was an internet problem, is the short version of it. So I've sorted it out. The problem is sorted. So tomorrow the live stream should go back swimmingly again, like normal. Cam CEO says, I love your late versus videos. Your intricate thoughts on directing, editing, and writing enable me to form critical opinions on movies. Oh, that's nice. I love hearing stuff like that, bud. So thank you very much. You'll enjoy my Batman the Caped Crusader versus Batman the Animated Series video then. That video is about 30 minutes. Longer than I expected it to be. Syed says, I like you reviewing movies as you are unbiased and provide facts, even though I disagree. I do agree with some parts. Yeah, here's the thing. Even if you guys disagree with me, I'm always being honest. I'm never saying something that I don't firmly believe in. So, yeah, you can always rely on me to give you the honest truth. Jake says, yeah, it's kind of underrated these days. Yeah, it is. And it's Wes Craven's directed movie, and it's got Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams in it. So yeah, it was a great, great, great movie, and it's the perfect runtime too. It's just under, I think, an hour and 20 minutes or something if you take the credits out. But yeah, great, great movie. Wes Craven did it. I love how the climax is kind of like a Scream movie, but a PG-13 version of it. And you even have the killer who's like running around and just tripping over everything. That was funny, that was. Big Bash says, Eric, how was your day? It was a nice day. I felt it was a very nice day. I feel like everything it was nice. I feel like it was a very productive day. And I just felt nice today. Do you know, sometimes you just feel nice. You don't feel depressed. You feel very easygoing. You get some stuff done. Maybe you don't get a ton done, but you get a good amount done. And you just feel nice and tranquil and good. That's how I felt today. I felt really quite nice. Axel is here as well. Thank you for joining the stream, buddy. Be sure to be here tomorrow. That's where the main stream will happen. Matthew Club says, Eric, have you seen 28 Days Later? No, I haven't. That will be. I do want to see it though. Oh, King of the Monster says, no, it was a whole new category. No, bro, not $250 for quick movie reviews. What did you mean then? Like $200 for a quick movie review and $250 for a regular review. What do you mean regular review? Like just review of the movie that's not a quick movie review? Is that what you mean? Um, One of you said the sound quality was good. It's Camcio says, yeah, the mic is great. So do you guys enjoy the microphone? Is it a good sound quality? Jacob Jean says, you're probably my favorite movie reviewer and the reviewer whose videos I've watched the most. Most of the other reviewers I've watched either retired, lost relevance, or talk games now. That's nice to hear. What is your favorite versus video that you've ever made, or which was the most fun to make, says One Diamond Shine? Ooh, that's a very good question. I'd say the most fun ones to make were the ones I used to make when I used to put the music in from the actual movies. So I'd say Jumanji was nice. Putting the music in was so therapeutic. I remember Annabelle 1 versus Annabelle 2 was nice when I experimented with the horror music and stuff. That was cool. The It versus videos was so fun and it took a long time to make, but it was nice. It was really nice making that It versus video. Although that I'll say this. I did Annabelle 1 and Annabelle 2 and It 1 versus It miniseries, both of them back to back. And doing the It versus video, it really kind of messed with my mind. It put me in like a bad place because you're listening to all this horror music and you're looking at all this footage and everything from the movie. But especially because listening to all that music from the movie, it just put me in a very low place editing that. So yeah, if you go back to that first It versus video, I don't know if you'll see it, but my dad said when he saw the review, he goes, yeah, I see what you mean when you felt low. He goes, it's the music and everything. And yeah, it was the music. That was one of the big reasons, but also the footage and my editing style in there was quite dark. Jake says, I feel like Lost and Found would make a good title for a depressing movie. Lol. Yeah, it would actually. It just sounds depressing just thinking about it. Khan says, hey Eric, any updates on any of the upcoming videos that you're making and how far have you completed or almost done with them? Yeah, today I was working on Batman the Cape Crusader versus Batman the Animated Series. And I got that, like I said, the video is about 30 minutes long, so I've kind of got the final runtime down. I put a little bit of music in. I also did a bit of a rest in peace Kevin Conroy thing right at the end. And I've been looking for some music to put in the video today, and I found one piece of music in there. And let's see. Yeah, I'm just putting in some images, animating some things, and yeah, then I need to put the music in. I got to record the intro because I've not recorded the intro. I've got to record just the final thing I say in the main versus video because I want to replace it with a final closing words bit. The final closing words I've got in there is something I improvised when I was recording the script, and I thought of a better thing to close it off with, so I'm gonna have to record that separately and then fit it in to make it seem like it's all said at once. So there'll be that I'm doing. And yeah, so that's what I've been basically up to today. Big Bash says, I like when your versus videos are 40 minutes or longer. I'm glad because they usually take very long to make. So I'm glad that you can actually sit through them and you want more reviews that long. Charleston says, I recently found your old review in The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. It feels surprising to know that you've been doing this for over 10 years. Yeah, well over 10 years. It's kind of scary to think about, really. People are congratulating Tyler on something, but he's retracted his message, so I don't know what they're congratulating him on. Tell me, so that way I can congratulate you as well. Ah, the Time Shadow says, I think he means a review that's like normal length rather than just a quick one, like making a new kind of video. I see what you mean. I don't know. I think that will just complicate the commissions that I've got. So I'll just stick to what it is. A quick movie review, a brand new quick shows review, and the versus videos. That's what I'll do. Oh, goodbye, Matthew Club. Thank you for joining. I hope you can be here for next week's live. Oh, sorry, tomorrow's live stream. Jess says, Look, Eric, out of all the movie reviews I watch, you're my favorite one. And don't worry, I will always respect your opinion on movies you like or don't like. Oh, thanks, Jess. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Eric, do you have an ad blocker? I have it on one of my browsers. So when I want to go to certain websites and I need something quick, I don't want any problems, then I'll use that. But otherwise, because I do want to respect certain people that use ads, because it benefits them, for monetization reasons. I tend to not use an ad blocker on one of my browsers for that purpose. Goodbye, Matthew Club. Do your family watch your videos, Eric? Yeah, my brother, he usually watches every single one of my videos, which is quite good. The live streams, not so much, but every single one of my videos. My family does watch some of my live streams, but just parts of them. Back in the day, they would watch all my videos, and it was really nice when they would do that. But now I've been doing it for so long, I think they've lost track. YouTube is getting out of control with its copyright stuff. I miss listening to the movie soundtracks in your videos as Spirit Hero. I miss it too. That's why I try to go for music covers of the music, and I am going to do that with the Batman the Animated Series as well when I can, with the upcoming Versus video. Big Bash, what are everyone's thoughts on the Sonic 3 trailer? I love Mask of the Phantasm even more, says Jess. Yeah, I love it too. I'm going to head out now. Take care, Eric. Take care to you too, Diamond Lock. No, King of the Monsters, I don't live in London. Oh, he has a baby brother. Oh, that's nice. Oh, congrats then, Tyler. Really, congrats. Oh, his name is Brody. Oh, that's a nice name. Congrats, Tyler. I've had a younger brother twice. The second youngest brother I had when I was when I was older, so I was more aware mentally. And yeah, it's very nice to have. We're very close, my brothers are, especially my youngest brother. So yeah, it's be sure to be there with him and be the good elder brother. And trust me, when he gets older, he will be your best friend, just like my youngest brother is. Eric Carter Said says, You have done YouTube for 10 years but haven't got 100,000 subs. That is a crime. It doesn't work for everyone, does it? It's always hard, but you have to always try to push forward and persevere. Big Bash says, Eric, how tall are you? I'm about 5'8.5", something like that. Jake says, I had 3 half siblings and 1 sister. Yeah, I got 2 sisters and 2 brothers, so there's 5 of us. Saeed says, Can you believe that Amazing Spider-Man 2 is 10 years old? Uh-huh. Tyler Ed says, will do, Eric. Gives me an opportunity to bring out the best in myself. Yeah, it does, yeah. For sure, definitely. Trevor says, Shadow is my favorite character from the games. Keanu sounds awesome as Shadow. He actually does. And I actually first thought maybe Hayden Christensen would have been a better choice, but after hearing what Shadow sounds like, it actually does work better, I think, Keanu Reeves. Let's hope he puts a better performance in than he did in John Wick 4, though. Khan says, Captain Eric, what is your most controversial hot take about a movie that everyone will automatically disagree with? I didn't like Mutant Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Everyone pretty much disagreed with me on that. So that's the most hot topic thing. I've got only 2 sisters, says Cam CO. It beats when what was it? It definitely beats when people say they're their only child. I can't even imagine what that's like, being an only child. You know, it's nice to grow up with brothers and sisters. Thoughts on the 1987 series? What are you talking about, Jake? What 1987 series? Jacob says, hot take. After rewatching it, Godzilla X Kong is the best of the MonsterVerse. Big Bashers, I remember the comments on your Homecoming Verse video. The people did not agree. Yeah, a lot of people didn't. Spirit Hero says, I didn't like TMNT Mutant Mayhem either, Eric. I thought it was disgusting. Yeah, it kind of was gross. Oh, Jake means on the 1987 series of Turtles. I've never seen it. I saw a couple episodes like here and there just to see what my parents' version of Turtles was because they said they used to watch Turtles when they were kids. When I was younger, I thought they always watched the 2003 version, but then they said, no, we didn't watch that one, we watched a different one. It wasn't until about 10, 15 years later where I looked into it. I was like, oh, so that's the version you watched. But yeah, that one's not quite for me. It is quite goofy. So no, for me, it's just the 2003 one. And the one that came out after, where there was CG animation. That was pretty good, but I stopped watching, I think, towards the end of season 2. Mitchell Bonner, that's what I was talking about, the 2012 one. That's the one that I stopped watching at a certain point. Oh, look at that, an hour and 6 minutes into the stream. Okay, guys, 4 minutes, and then we'll stop. And then I'll see you all tomorrow for tomorrow's stream. Devin Krantz says, hey, Eric, it's been a while since I've been on your stream, so I was wondering, what are your thoughts on the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer? Keep up the great work, bro. Oh, has it been a while? It has been a while, because I can't remember your name very much. Hopefully you can be on the stream tomorrow when I get into the actual stories, and then you can be in one of the main streams. I enjoy the Sonic 3 trailer quite a lot. If you go on my Patreon and just, donate $1, you'll gain access to my trailer reaction. I showed it here on Patreon, which is on my screen right here earlier. It's actually, I've got a lot to say about that trailer, and it's all in my trailer reaction, but I did like it. In terms of, I made quite a big statement about that Sonic 3 trailer as well. And I make that big statement in the trailer reaction, so you'll definitely want to hear what I have to say. I make quite a big statement about it. Jake says, I found an old hat that still fits. Oh, cool. That's nice. 3 minutes on the stream, guys. Ooh. Oh, I'm feeling all these cracks on my back right there. Big Bash's hot take. Korra isn't as bad as people make it out to be. It's not that it's bad. It's just that not anywhere near as good as Avatar: The Last Airbender. So. Jake says, by the way, mild hot take. Space Jam was never that good, even the 1996 one. Well, I kind of agree with that, Jake. That to me, that's not a hot take. Or maybe we both have that same hot take. Dead Wolf says, looking forward to tomorrow's stream. I'm looking forward to it too. We can finally talk about what I tried to talk about last week. Jake says, and I usually like goofy movies. I liked it when I was a kid. I remember that. I loved it as a kid. Me and my brothers and sisters non-stop laughed. But now that I'm older, not quite so much, unfortunately. Big Bashers, hot take. A movie making you sad does not make it good. I agree. But usually it's a good sign that it's doing something right. Big Bash says, imagine The Rock as Shadow. I don't even want to imagine that. That sounds bloody awful. I think he would be closer to Knuckles, but even then, I don't want to hear it. Dwayne Johnson's got a very specific voice, but he tries to just inject himself into frickin' everything. And yeah, he doesn't have a place in Sonic, I don't think. Okay, like I said, if you guys want to highlight your comments, a super chat will help with that because I cannot. I'm struggling to see more than just 4 comments at a time here, as opposed to on the computer. Jake, I don't even want to imagine that. Why would you say that? Jake says, imagine Aquafina as Shadow, lol. Jake, there's a joke, and then there's just saying something that personally hurts me, and that hurts. The next thing you'll say is Kumail Nanjiani as Shadow. Who's your favorite movie director? Right now, I'll say Matt Reeves. Deadwolf said that would be horrible, and Jacob is like, wait, what? Khan says, hey Eric, will you watch Moana to make a video about Moana versus Moana 2 versus video? If not, that's all right. That's a good idea. I need to think about that closer to the time. But Sonic is also coming out, and I want to do a versus video on Sonic. Really, I do. So we'll see. Charleston says, Dwayne Johnson actually has. Ooh, let me say that again. Dwayne Johnson actually has a rare condition called main character syndrome. Yeah, he does. And ego syndrome as well, because he apparently doesn't want his characters to get hit in movies more than a certain amount of times, and they can only get hit in certain places, I think, as well. Time Shadow says Moana was so good, highly recommended. I've still not seen it, but I guess I've got a good reason to see it now. For the second movie, which I already intended to see at some point. Ooh, Trevor Bistro says, imagine Robert Pattinson as Shadow. Yeah, that could have been interesting. Jake says Dwayne Johnson looks nearly the same in all films he does. Yeah, he does. JWK, oh, great to see you, buddy. Says, hi, Eric, how are you doing? I'm doing very good. Imagine Adam Driver as Shadow. Yeah, that could have worked as well. There are multiple people that could have done Shadow. Big Bash, I was almost thinking that with the way Jake wrote that. Imagine Amber Heard as Shadow. Nah. Big Bash. Even Saeed even says nah as well. Khan says, imagine Tom Hardy as Shadow. Yeah, imagine. Khan says, what was your reaction when you first heard that Robert Pattinson was going to be Batman in the Matt Reeves Batman movie? What was your reaction to that? I thought it was a good idea. I wasn't going to make the mistake that we made before of Ben Affleck saying, oh, but Ben Affleck was in Daredevil, so he's going to be a bad Batman. He was a great Batman. Oh, Robert Pattinson was in Twilight, so he's going to suck. He was a great Batman still as well, so I didn't make that, I didn't fall for that again. A lot of other people did, but I didn't. JWK says, what are we chatting about? Basically, what I was chatting about was what happened with last week's live stream, the problem that happened with last week's live stream, and what I've done to fix it. And I have fixed it now. So tomorrow's live stream should not have the problem that last week's live stream had. I fixed the issue. It was an internet problem, and it's been sorted. So we should go back to our regular scheduled programming tomorrow in terms of live streams. See you later, Jacob Jean. In fact, guys, unless, as I've always said, unless I get super chats or something, normally this is where I end this. Well, let me say that again. If there are any super chats, I'll answer them. But if there isn't, this is where the stream ends, basically. Oh, Big Bash says, imagine Johnny Depp as Shadow. Interesting. That's actually not too bad. That idea, Johnny Depp as Shadow. It depends. He's gonna have to do some stuff to his voice, but I think I could see that working in its own way. But yeah, like I said, there's many people that could have played Shadow, so it actually would have worked. It would have been interesting, I think. They're either casual haters or grifters, says Saeed to Deadwolf. Who? Eric, do you find it annoying that fans bash everything before it comes out? I do. But sometimes it's warranted. I feel like Hollywood has done so much bad examples where it's like, how else can you feel if they announced it? So, for example, if Kathleen Kennedy says she wants to do another Star Wars project, of course you're not going to feel confident about it. So, yeah, that deserves bashing. And then there's other projects that deserve bashing, but then you have people that bash stuff that doesn't deserve bashing, like the Batman when that was being done. And for that, I just, yeah, that's ridiculous, that is. Elite says, imagine Kumail Nanjiani as Shadow. That would stink. I'm never gonna want to see that or even think about that. Charleston says, imagine D. Bradley Baker as Shadow doing the voice of Crosshair from the Bad Batch. Ooh, or a voice similar to that would be cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Anyway, guys, it was fantastic talking to you as always. But I'm gonna head off. Jake, thank you very much for the donations. The rest of you also, thank you very much for the donations. I really appreciate it. And yep, now it is about 5 minutes until 1 o'clock a.m. So I'm gonna head out. I need to get some water. Then I'm gonna brush my teeth and I'm gonna do one video, I think, and then or some work on one video, and then I'm going to go to bed basically and get ready for tomorrow's live stream. So yeah, remember, the live stream should be perfectly fine tomorrow. No internet problems. I don't think any of you have experienced any internet problems with this live stream on my phone. I've not got any of you in the comments. saying there are any problems. So hopefully that's a good sign and everything should be great tomorrow because like I said, we have fixed it. So yeah, that's basically about it. Khan, thank you very much for coming by. Jake, pop culture fan, Camzio, all of you. I hope to see you tomorrow on the live stream. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch all of you very soon. Take care.